welcome to Dream Team Scout. This is your boy Tage for another episode of the Sun Dream Team Fantasy, and this is for Game Week 20 tips. Listen, let's get down to it. Last week, I wouldn't call last week a disaster. So you can see on the screen, on the left hand side of the screen, I got 122 points. I played my max captain. Don't ask me why I did it. My brain was a bit frazzled, and I just felt I'm so far off the pace. Didn't know who to pick for a captain choice, so I just went with a max captain this week. Took a few gambles that didn't. It'd be a both. I brought in Eze and Madueke. Eze came in with some decent point, 18 points. Madueke did only the 3, which was a big hit. But then Isak got the captaincy for this game week with his brace. Was his brace and an assist or the hat trick that he did? Did he get? Let me just double check that now. Actually, did he get the brace or was he? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he got the brace and the assist. So got the captaincy. Obviously, I'm playing the max captain. It wouldn't be. I mean, to be fair, like I'm still happy with that decision because I probably wouldn't have gone for Isak captain. I probably would have gone with Eze captaincy, and it would have been bad, but not too bad. But anyway, listen, another week, another episode. Let's get down to it. Looking at the players that I suggested last week and the performances, we could see not the best on the lower side of the screen. You could see Barnes came in with a sole point, which was awful. Savinho got the 9 points for this game week, wasn't the best. Madueke 3 points, we just spoke about, wasn't the best. And Coco 7 points, wasn't the best. So that's at least, that was 4 out of 8. So I would grade myself this week, as average, because 4 out of 8 suggestions were poor, and the other 4 were actually, brilliant. Doku did his thing, 23 points. Johnson also 15 points. Eze got 18 points, which is good, and Munoz, the defender, got 20 points. I'm a bit disappointed with myself because I know on the episode last week, I did say I was going to go with the Eze and Munoz combination, which would have got me 38 points as opposed to Madueke and Eze, which got me 21 points. So I kind of lost out on 17 points. But yeah, listen, let's get down to it. So this game week, Champions League football is back. All those single game week players will not get looked at. Will not get looking as much. I know people will still keep Isak in the team because he's in man-heart form, so you're not looking to move that. Some people might keep in Palmer this week, but there are rumors of him. There are rumors of him not being fully fit and not trained properly by Mascara, and yeah, the other like 1 week game players, like the Munoz and all of this, they'll be playing West Ham, and so. Listen, it's down for you to decide, but let's not waste too much time. Let's get down to the players and my selection for this game week. I'm going to start off with Liverpool. So, Liverpool, I've picked out 2 players. There's no point mentioning Salah. That's a given. You should have him. I will say Trent. He's 5.7 million. He scored 20 points this game week. The 17 coming in against Accrington Stanley because he started. And he scored a banger. And so if you look at Trent, he's the best defender in fantasy, 191 points, more or less a midfielder at this point. And he, like I said, he's miles ahead of the next best defender in the Dream Team, which is Van Dijk. And and Liverpool's next run of fixtures are quite good, and that gives him. It gives the guy more ammunition to extend his reign at the top. So. And Liverpool are playing Brentford and Lille. A bit of tough games. Playing Brentford away from home is a bit tough, but Brentford could, sometimes when they're bad, they're very bad. And the home record has been good, but of late been shaky, which they lost the other day. So I would say, Trent, if you are going to bring him, buy and hold. Then there's another guy, a bit of a differential, would be Jota. He's 4.2 million. We saw that he scored 2 goals in 2 games from his return from injury. Definitely a differential. I see him starting against Brentford and Lille. I see him starting and I see him scoring because I feel like as good as Diaz and Gakpo are, Jota is the best finisher at Liverpool. And I feel like they've sort of eased him back in, and I feel like he's ready to score now. He scored on his first touch when he came on the other day against Nottingham Forest. So I would say if you're looking for a differential up top, if you're looking, say, you know what, Isak is playing the one game, I might go for a different striker. I would say you could take the punt with Jota. That wouldn't be a bad shout. That's only if your team is great. That's only if your team is great. But if not, it's down to you. And then moving over, we'll go to Arsenal. When I look at the Arsenal players, is a sad sight with regards to what attacking options are they? None. I wouldn't touch no Arsenal attacking players. I'm only looking at the defense, and the big. Where is it? The big Gabriel, the big Brazilian Gabriel. I would say that's the one guy at Arsenal that you could bring in as 5 million. He should be going up by 200k. Last week game points was 10, 9 against United, 1 against Spurs. Scored a total of 149 points, lagging much behind Trent. His best performing points is 16 for a defender. That is great. Arsenal got two home games against Villa and Zagreb. Against Villa might be tough. Playing at home against Villa, I said that either that game might be 0-0 or 1-1. Winning that game for Arsenal will be a very tough one, I believe, because Emery ain't no slouch, he ain't no punk. He's very tactical, and Arteta would have to do better. But the reason why Gabriel he scored 5 goals this season from set pieces, from defense, and especially tell a lie, the swivel against United in the FA Cup was amazing. And I definitely fancy a CS, a cliche, either a Villa or a Zagreb. So I would say the big man Gabby would be the guy you should look out for if you are going to bring in a defender. He's the one that stands out for me. I mean, from Arsenal, in the overall picture, I would say bring in Trent. If you're looking at Arsenal, I would say Gabriel. If not, then you could go for the alternative. And Timber was 4.2 million, is a bit cheaper than Gabriel. And like I said, the upside is a cheaper route into the Arsenal team. But the downside to that is that he doesn't pose enough goal threat as Gabriel. So it's sort of down to you who you want to sort of bring in between these two guys. His best performing points is 14. So he could definitely mix and match, mix it with the big boys. You know, Gabriel's best performing points is 16. So on both their days, they are equally as good at scoring as, you know, equal points, should I say. So that would be for that. And then if we're moving over to Man City, once again, Haaland is a given. We're going to move on from that. I would say Foden, who seems to be coming back to his best. Maybe it might be getting, overhyped or getting carried away, but I think right now Pep seems to have settled on a side, which has sort of enabled Foden to sort of find his rhythm again. And he scored 3 goals and 2 assists in 4 games. So that is form right there. If anything wants to show you form, that is form right there. So I would say Foden was 6.2 million. Should be going up by 200k as well with his exploits this last game week. He scored 24 points, 5 against Salford because they didn't start, and then he came in with a brace against Brentford. That was great. And the game week, 20 points. Fixtures is against Ipswich, which Haaland, Man City sort of, killed last time. And they're playing them away, and then they got PSG as well. So it's a tricky one. It's PSG. PSG are not a great side. And Man City right now are just finding their form. So that should be an exciting game. But that game against Ipswich is something that you could probably target. I don't know, Pep might rest players, so who knows, it might, I don't know with that guy, but I would say Foden definitely. But to be fair, Pep shouldn't, I don't think he could afford to rest players at this point. So Foden, I would say, try to bring in if you can. Once again, alternatively, you could look at Savinho, who's 4.3 million, is cheaper. He scored 9 points this game, which wasn't the best. He started the game against Salford and got only 1 point. That was very disappointing. I was shocked when I saw that. But he's got 142 points, 7 points behind Foden in total. And he, in a bad week for him, he still got the 1 assist last game week. And, like I said, he's not the best, not the best returns, but he's a regular now. He's a regular in this Pep's settled team. And then once again, it's a cheaper route into the City midfield is 4.3 million, as opposed to Foden, who is 6.2. So you save 1.9 million, which you could use to better your side if you do have problems elsewhere in the team. Okay, so that would be my options from Man City. And then if we look to Man United, United have got tough fixtures, against Brighton and Rangers. But Bruno scored 13 points last game week, 8 against the Arsenal with the goal, punk. And then the 5 against Southampton. His total points is 194. Listen, I would say probably look more into the City and Spurs fixtures because those games seem easy on paper. But if you're a diehard United fan, and if you really believe in Fernandes, then you could bring him. Then maybe the game against Rangers could be where he could accumulate the majority of his points. But who knows? Alternatively, you could look at Ahmad, who was 4.1 million, scored a hat trick the other day. He should be going up by 300k due to his exploits. But let's remember, he's a differential. And I feel like the holy trinity right now in fantasy right now is Haaland, Salah, and Isak in the Sun Dream Team. FPL is a different kettle of fish. So that's your risk. But once again, it's a big differential. I personally wouldn't do it, but what do I know? Whoever I saw a few people who actually brought in Ahmad this week that just went past and captained them as well. They're laughing. So, sometimes you just have to take the risk, and some people are willing to do that. Not me. And then we've got Kuluveski, who's 4.3 million. He got the 1 goal this game week, but Spurs are facing 2 teams that are currently struggling, which is Everton in the Premier League that we know of, and Hoffenheim was 16th or 17th in their league. So that is something enticing. Spurs are not really doing great in the league as well, with 7 losses in the league out of, I think, 7 losses out of 9, should I say. So not the best, but they do score goals, and Kuluveski is always involved either with the assist or the goals, and 4.3 million definitely is a good shout. Ideally, if I didn't have so much problems with my team, the 2 midfielders I would love to bring in would be a Foden and Kuluveski, to do wonders for me. Or alternatively, if you're looking for a different player in the Spurs mixer, Son Heung-min, I thought about. I probably more lean on towards Solanke. Once again, it's a differential. It's 4.6 million. He's got a good amount of points. He's got a very good amount of points, but yeah, breaking that holy trinity of strikers is something that I don't know if I want to touch. But just bearing in mind, if you are going to bring in Solanke, he will be going down in price by 200k because he's got the mere 1 point this game week, which is awful. So that's for you to decide. My captaincy options for this game week is Salah. That shows I'm on a diet. It shows that that's what I got on my mind. But it would be Salah first choice, then Haaland, then Kuluveski, then Foden, and then Fernandes. So I've put Salah on there as the green, so I'm happy with that. Fernandes as the red, not too happy with that. But I'm not dead set on who between Salah and Haaland, but who knows? I think that game against Ipswich is just sort of waving me by, because that could be a hat trick, because they're not really that great. But we'll see. Listen, right now in the Sun Dream Team is all about your captain choices. If you're our boosters, it's all about picking your captaincy choices, and whoever you're playing in your respective mini league, you're hoping they go the other way, and you're hoping your captain outscores their captain, and obviously your team outscoring theirs. But yeah, it is what it is. Just looking at my team for game week 20, my transfers that I would be looking to make. I'm thinking probably looking at definitely Madueke is going. So I'm not too sure with regards to if I should, swap Palm, because obviously we're hearing the injuries about Palm that he's not trained. So I might do Palmer for Foden, which is, that gets me in there 1.5, and then I'm left with 4.1, which might not be enough to, bring in a Savinho, or not enough to bring in a Kuluveski as well at this point, which is a bit of a shame. Or so I might probably do a Kuluveski, and I might do a Kuluveski and a Savinho. Let's see if that works. That's just a tricky one. So yeah, we'll do a Kuluveski and a Savinho. But I really love to bring in Foden. I really love to bring in a Foden, and I would leave my defense. So my defense is a bit light with regards to single game week players in defense. That's something that bothers me. But I'm a very attacking minded manager. I love the goals. Goals win games, and ideally I would love to have Trent in this side, but hey, it is what it is. But I'm playing with the midfielders for now. I'm not too sure. But definitely Kuluveski for Madueke, and if I was to leave that as that, that would take me to 6 million. And in midfield, it's a tough one. If I don't bring in it's a tough one, because Diaz at Liverpool and all these guys, they're a bit flaky. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Or I could take the gamble. I can't even open my mouth to say. I might take off Isak for Foden, and a Madueke, for and Madueke for Kuluveski, and still leave Palmer. Who knows? It's all risk, man. But Isak right now is a guy on form. You take him at your peril. Like, he played the one game and look at his returns, 20 points. It's crazy. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Still playing around. So, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what your suggestions are for my team and what you think about my suggestions and ways I could improve the channel. Let me know. And yeah, and just shout me up if you need any advice or any sort of thinking on what to do. But it is what it is. Dream Team Scout, over and out.